so much for joining me at this juncture in our human story, this evolutionary point. Happy Flynn here with your lunar report for April. This new moon is going to be in Taurus at 3 degrees and it's going to be conjunct Uranus. No surprise there. Taurus is about our security. Taurus is about what we value. And Uranus, it's the great disruptor. So we've got this great disruptor in the house of security, of what we value, of everything that we claim as ours materially. It's an earth sign, it's a money sign, and it's also what we value in terms of our ethics, our morals, our ideals. All the things that make us feel safe is being shook up, of course. But I would say this new moon is an opportunity to reset, to reassess, and we're all being given this opportunity to do that as we move into this epoch, this evolutionary pivotal point. And how we pivot has everything to do with how we individually, as one within the multiple collective, choose to operate, choose to look, choose to be. So Taurus is ruled by Venus. And if there was ever a time, and we are seeing that, of reaching out with love, we need that more than ever, don't we? Now, we also have this new moon making aspect to Saturn. Saturn just came out of Capricorn with this great gathering, which is this epoch, great shift of our time, where all the big players, the great gathering, the great shift of 2020 in Capricorn has been moving and acting as catalyst for this evolutionary process. Saturn, our teacher, our karma, has come out of Capricorn and is in Aquarius, giving us a taste of what is to come. Because Saturn will go back into Capricorn for a short while. And what is Saturn in Aquarius? Well, of course, Aquarius, it's social networking. It's electronic. It's invention. But it's also out there. It's out there in space. And Saturn can be so incredibly austere and restrictive. And so here we are. I think I get this impression of, in terms of Saturn being there, in terms of what we're going through right now, and that includes during this new moon, the North Node going into Gemini, of communication. I have this impression of we're all in our glass bubble, literally trying to touch each other, to connect with each other through this glass screen. And we've got this lockdown going on, yes? And here we've got Saturn in Aquarius, which is networking, which is space, which is detached, which can be very cold. That speaks to me of this lockdown. But with this North Node now entering into Gemini, that speaks to me of, well, Gemini, first of all, is all about communication. It's gobbling up data. It's wanting to know. It's wanting to know what the other is saying. The other is communicating. It's wanting to communicate. And it's duplicitous. So we also have this thing going on where we're all really now starting to wonder, having been under this lockdown for a month at least now for most of us. It's like, what is really going on? Because there's many, many mixed messages. We have mainstream media, we have alternate media, we have what might be called, at this point, an Orwellian ethos going on. We are living in the age of fake news, what Orwell called doublespeak, what to believe. This Gemini North Node, this North Node is going to be in Gemini for a year and a half. And if there was ever a symbol that perfectly represents in the modern world now. Gemini, I would say it's this very device that we are looking at each other through. Gemini duplicities, it's like looking in the mirror, seeing ourselves, and with this Taurus new moon, reevaluating not only ourselves, but the other. And I would say, it being Taurus and Taurus ruled by Venus, we have to look with love. Gemini wants to understand, to communicate. They want to be understood, to hear me, but also understand what is being said to them. So we can use this new moon as a reset. We can reset from a place of love. And being that the North Node is being introduced into Gemini during this new moon of communication, wherein we're all living in this reality of wondering what is real. If there was ever a time to be fearless in communicating your truth, is now. This new moon in Taurus, this great disruptor of Uranus and Taurus, is shaking up our security, shaking up everything we thought had value and meaning for us. And this new moon is an opportunity to plant a collective seed that we can suspend, if we can, our fears, our anxieties, come from a place of love. Making love one of our values, the value, I should say. Dispelling the fear, trusting that what's happening, even if we're not sure what is happening, that the light will cast out the dark. And that we can use this and will use this to evolve. This is a reset, this new moon. Let us reset during this new moon. Let us collectively converge heartfully, soulfully, mindfully, as it was said, where there is more than one, their power is more than their sum. We've got North Node in Gemini regarding the communication realm of our existence, which I would say right now, for those who have ears, let them hear. There's so much more I could say, but I don't want to keep going on, and that's enough. That's the message, I think, from what I am sensing is the most important to put out. So please converge with me during this new moon, and I thank you for doing so. Let us intentionally focus together to reset, and to reset with love and without fear, and to speak our truth. Thank you.